All right, race fans, let's talk about a big Friday afternoon here at Delaware Park. We were still off the turf, but the main track was fast. The handle on Friday was a little bit better. We did a little shy of 1.7 million, so that's not bad considering we were off the turf. Let's get right to it here. Race 1 kicks off the popular early pick 5. They bet over 42,000 into the early pick 5 on Friday. Race 1, we're going a mile, 70 yards on the main track, claiming 5,000, 3 and up. Haven't won 2 races since April 18th is the condition here for the opener. Let's go to the voice of Delaware Park, Josh Brown, with the call of Friday's opener.
Away and running. Slow in his stride was Martini Martin. Good speed today from Zipper Zapper and Level Up. They break 1-2. And HC Holiday has floated a little wide with 7.5 furlongs to go. Ghost Stalker rides that rail, but Indulge heads that runner. Rack Attack Tap was one who was reluctant to load, and the slow starting strides of Martini Martin has a lot of catching up to do. So Level Up gets over to the rail at the 6.5 and shows the way by 2. Zipper Zapper yields the lead to Level Up today, and HC Holiday has a brisk pace to chase in third. Indulge is in the 3 path for the back of the track run, and Ghost Stalker's in front of 2, which is Rack Attack Tap, and Martini Martin still trails at the back of the pack. There's 5 furlongs to go, and Level Up 4-5 at last glance leads by a length. Zipper Zapper continues to stay up the rail in second, and HC Holiday continues to eyeball the speed with 4 furlongs left to go. Indulge tries to get closer despite those long shot odds. Now Martini Martin's picked off 2, which is Ghost Stalker and Rack-A-Tap Tap. Around the turn with 3 furlongs to go, HC Holiday in that green cap takes the fight to Level Up with 5/16 of a mile to go. Zipper Zapper needs to dig deep and find more, and Indulge is coming alive despite those astronomical odds. Here's the quarter pole for Level Up, trying to fend off HC Holiday, and these 2 guys are in step at the top of the stretch. HC Holiday unwavering and now puts the nose in front. Level Up is in for the fight. Indulge has a good pace to chase. Zipper Zapper's up the rail, 3 of them across the track, 100 yards to go. HC Holiday barely holding on. Indulge is getting closer. Indulge is 16-1. Indulge in the final jump over HC Holiday, Level Up, and Martini Martin.
Well, you don't see too many overlays like this too often. Indulge was 3-1 morning line. He goes off at a very generous 16-1, and the 7-year-old son of Cantheros gets his 5th lifetime win. Wins first off the claim for the Victor Carrasco Jr. barn. Nice ride there, Jose Batista. A $35 winner in race 1. Let's take a look here at the second race. We kick off the early pick 4 here in race 2. We're going 5.5 furlongs, claiming 5,000 for the filly mares, 3 and up. Haven't won a race since January 18th or never won 4 are the conditions. Let's see the action here from race 2.
Away and running to a nice start. Good speed on the rail for Buck Some. Deep on the track is Thea's Theme. And there's that gray cap of Spanish Delight. Right there is Speak Your Mind and Luck Be a Lady Tonight's right there too. 4 of them fight for supremacy, and Buck Some drops away to 5th. And Illusion of Hope has some pace to chase at the short distance today. The first furlong and a half belongs to Speak Your Mind, but it's only a nose at best. Spanish Delight ups the ante in second. Luck Be a Lady Tonight, the gray, is 3 deep, and Thea's Theme is caught 4 wide. There's acres of space back to Buck Some and Illusion of Hope. Midpoint around the one and only turn, and a good battle brews. Speak Your Mind, Spanish Delight, they stay at the rail. Luck Be a Lady Tonight continues a 3 wide kick. Thea's Theme is 4 wide. Buck Some is trying to close in. Illusion of Hope finally hits that best stride. They swing, and Speak Your Mind is holding on by a long neck at best. Spanish Delight is in for the fight. Here's the green cap of Illusion of Hope. Luck Be a Lady Tonight is right there too. A frantic finish. It's Speak Your Mind holding on. Here comes Buck Some from out of the clouds. Buck Some has the momentum. Buck Some is 15-1 to beat Speak Your Mind, Illusion of Hope, and Luck Be a Lady Tonight.
Well, if I had an extra 5,000, I would have claimed this 10-year-old mare. She'll probably make a nice brood mare. Buck Some, the 10-year-old daughter of Northerner Fleet, gets her 10th lifetime win as a 10-year-old. She's now about $450,000 in career earnings. That's the second race she's won this year. Nice, smart ride there by Maddie Rowland. letting the speed go out ahead of her, and she made a nice late rally there in the stretch. Buxom wins for owner trainer Daniel Velasquez. She goes off 15-1 and pays $32.20 there in race 2. Race 3 would kick off the middle pick 5 on Friday. Nice maiden special weight for 3-year-olds and upward, going 6 furlongs. Let's see what happens here in race 3.
Away and running slow to go is Frack Baby, who is last. Good speed from Decorum and Artist Mark. Right there on the far outside is Jester Sang, and now Platform on debut makes him 4 across the track. Veneto has 1 beaten, and Frack Baby with the money on now gets going in that 5th place spot. So it's Jester Sang emerging from out of the crowd, and he's the leading guy past the 4 furlong pole with a 3/4 of a length lead. Platform stays at that rail in second, and Frack Baby is right there in that 3rd place position, now a joint second. Artist Mark comes under a heavy ride. Decorum hasn't moved a muscle yet, and Veneto still last of all, midpoint on the turn. Jester Saying is trying to stick and stay, but Frack Baby raising the stakes at 6-5. Decorum, the longest shot on the board, is creeping closer on the far outside. They're homeward bound now, and Frack Baby, despite a slow start, leads by 1. Jester Saying has no more to give. Decorum's trying to land second. Late on the scene is Platform, who switched off that rail, but despite a very slow start, Frack Baby is nicely clear, breaks the maiden on start number 3 today, and the public was spot on. Frack Baby has won it. Decorum got up for 2nd, Jester Saying was 3rd, and Platform finished 4th.
Well, he didn't break very well, finished on his left lead, but that didn't matter. He overcame all that. Frack Baby, the 3-year-old colt by Lord Nelson, breaks his maiden in his 3rd career start for Mag Racing and trainer Greg Compton. Nice ride there. Jamie Rodriguez on Frack Baby. 3-year-old pays $4.40 there in race 3. Race 4 would kick off the late pick 5 off the turf. We're going a flat mile, 1 mile on the main track. Maiden special weight for 2-year-old fillies here in race 4. Scratch the 2, 4, 5, and the 7. So we have a 4-horse field in the 4th to kick off this late pick 5. Let's see what happens in the 4th.
Away and running. Candy Moonshine was the first one to break the line. Dakota Cam is right there too. Go Mischievous now hounds the early leader, and Tackett Value, she's the last of the 4 ladies as they swing left. So it's Candy Moonshine takes the lead at the 7/8 pole and shows the way by a tight 3/4 of a length. Go Mischievous is on hold in second, and Tacit Value is 3 deep for the back of the track run, and Dakota Cam taps on the brakes, but only 3 lengths would cover this quartet as they go down to the 5.5 furlong stage. So Candy Moonshine, 6-5 at last glance, shows the way by only half a length, but Go Mischievous is right there hounding the speed in that 2nd place position. Tackett Value continues to pull hard under the jockey's hands, and so last of all is Dakota Cam. So they go down to the 4 furlong station, and Candy Moonshine has done it easily on the front end. It's only a neck at best. Go Mischievous is right there trying to pounce on this leader in second. Tactic Value is caught wide on both turns, trying to bear out of the jockeys, trying to turn left on the reins, and Dakota Cam still last of all inside 3, and it's Candy Moonshine under the gun and comes under a heavy drive. Tactic Value is the widest runner. Go Mischievous is right there too, and Dakota Cam is 2 lengths down at the top of the stretch. Tactic Value continues to bear out on both turns as they swing to the top of the stretch. Candy Moonshine under the gun, and here's the rail split from Dakota Cam. Go Mischievous is right there too, 3 across the track, and Dakota Cam has momentum up the inside. Candy Moonshine still leading. Go Mischievous in for the fight. Tactic Value down to the crown of the course. Candy Moonshine, Dakota Cam. Photo finish. It's on the bob of the nose between Candy Moonshine and Dakota Cam.
Nice ride there by J.G. Torrealba. Gets up the rail and gets up in the final strides on Dakota Cam, the good-looking 2-year-old filly by Go Sapper, who breaks her maiden today in her 2nd career start for owner Danny Chen and trainer Claudio Gonzalez. She went off 3-1 and paid $8.60 there in race 4. Let's take a look at the 5th race to kick off the late pick 4. Race 5's a nice first level allowance condition for straight 3-year-olds. Optional claiming $75,000 going 6 furlongs. Let's see what happens here in race 5.
Away and running. Good speed in the yellow cap for Friday Surprise. Up the inside, Otter Mischief is right there too, and Do It for Michael with the money on. Stacks him up 3 across the course. Hey Big On has a little bit of pace to chase and hot spots in front of Mississippi Man, and Shooter's Gotta Shoot Us last of all. So a pace tug of war early between Otter Mischief and Friday Surprise. Friday Surprise holding on by a long neck, and Otter Mischief is right there battling on, and Do It for Michael lurks behind the both of them. Hey Big Un is trying to get closer to that joint 4th place position. Mississippi Man still heads hot start, and nothing from Shooter's Gotta Shoot. Here's the one and only quarter pole, and on the outside, Do It for Michael in the red cap is getting closer to Friday Surprise and Otter Mischief. Emerging from the back of the pack is Mississippi Man with good energy. Homeward bound now, and Do It for Michael kicks away with a confident lead of 1. Up the inside, Otter Mischief tries to stick and stay. Friday Surprise has no more to give. Late on the scene is Mississippi Man and Hot Start, but at 3-2, Do It for Michael is nicely clear. Do It for Michael, a decisive winner. Out of Mischief was 2nd, Hey Big Un was 3rd, and Friday Surprise weakened to 4th.
Do It for Michael was my best bet of the day. 8-5 morning line goes off 3-2, and the good-looking 3-year-old son of Uncle Lino gets his 4th lifetime win from 9 starts. He's made about $200,000 in career earnings now. A real nice homebred for No Guts, No Glory Farm down there in Maryland. And trainer Jerry Robb. Good ride there, Angel Cruz. Do It for Michael pays $5 to win race 5. Now, how do you make a bunch of money on a $5 winner? Well, you single them on the early pick 5. If you hit the early pick 5 on Friday, congratulations. It paid $7,271. That's a nice big pick 5 score. Let's turn the page here and take a look at race 6. Race 6, we're off the turf, going a mile and a 16th on the main track. 16,000 starter allowance for 3-year-olds and upward. Let's see what happens here in race 6.
Away and running. Slow in his stride with Cessnola, better speed from Freedom Stance, who beats everyone off the line. Imagine It All came away a handy 2nd, and PJ Song is a little wide as they approach the first turn. Makoa probes up the inside in front of Praline's Cat and Garden Leave. Second to last was the slow starting strides of Cessnola, and the Calora Kid would have to pass 7 as they go around this first turn. So Freedom Stance has the advantage today and leads by a length and 3/4. Imagine It All is right there, getting closer as this leader tries to throttle that speed, and there's a gap of 5 back to PJ Song, who's the deepest runner. Garden Leave is right there in a feisty move, and Makoa is right there scraping the paint in 5th. Towards the outside, Cessnola heads 2, and that includes Praline's Cat, and still at the back of the pack up the fence is the Calora Kid. 4.5 furlongs to go, and the betting favorite leads, and it's Freedom Stance holding on by a neck, but now Imagine It All is right there getting a wee bit closer in that 2nd place position. PJ Song stays at the rail and comes under a heavy drive passed by Garden Leave. Deep on the track, Cessnola starts to pick them off one by one. Amakoa's in 6 as they turn again. So Freedom Stance is trying to stand that ground, but the posse quickly descends. And here's a 3-wide kick coming from Garden Leave on the far outside. Deep on the track, Cessnola tries to get involved. Amakoa looms an upset threat as they turn to the top of the stretch. In the meantime, kicking away from the opposition is Freedom Stance and leads by 5 authoritative lengths. Cessnola is chasing in vain. Deep on the outside, Makoa tries to land 3rd. Late on the scene is PJ Song. Nicely clear with 70 yards to go is Freedom Stance in the favorites home. Freedom Stance has won it. Cessnola was 2nd best. Makoa was 3rd, and PJ Song was 4th.
Well, the 3-year-old Freedom Stance by American Freedom, he's turning out to be a real nice claim for trainer Ricky Silliman. Now, the Silliman barn's doing well this meet. They get their 3rd win from about 5 starts at the meet. They claimed Freedom Stance last October for $20,000. Took him a couple races to figure him out, but they figured him out now. He's won 3 in a row, including 2 in a row right here at Delaware Park. Angel Cruz gets his 2nd win of the day. Freedom Stance pays $4.40 for Ricky Silliman there to win race 6. Let's turn the page here. Race 7, a nice upper level allowance feature of the day to kick off the late daily double. 3-year-olds and upward here, going 5.5 furlongs on the main track. Scratch to 1. The 5, Cyber Time, looking for his 6th win in a row. He goes off 4-5. Let's see if he can do it here in race 7.
Away and running. Good speed for Cyber Time. Excitable Boy joins that action up front, and Hurt on the Street came away a handy third. Up the inside, Magic Mule heads 1, and near the back of the pack is Play Harder. So in a paceless affair, Cyber Time with the money on is the early leader, passing the half-mile pole and shows the way a length and a tail. Hurt on the Street is deep on the track in second, and Excitable Boy probes up the inside to be in third. Play Harder's trying to pick off 1, and that's Magic Mule, but only 3 lengths covers tip to tail. Cyber Time continues to go as smooth as silk, leads 3/4 of a length. Hurt on the Street is right there trying to press on past. Excitable Boy sees 2 lengths adrift, and now Magic Mule is trying to get on track as they turn for home. Cyber Time kicks for the money and leads by 1. Hurt on the Street is making this heavy favorite work hard, and up the inside is Excitable Boy inside the final 200 yards. Cyber Time is still holding. Hurt on the Street is 9-2 and trying to press on past late. Cyber Time is holding. Cyber Time got it by a dwindling neck over Hurt on the Street, Excitable Boy, and Magic Mule.
Cyber Time, a 5-year-old son of Not This Time, gets his 6th consecutive victory for trainer Anthony Ferrier. He's a perfect 6 for 6 this year as a 5-year-old. Gives jockey Jamie Rodriguez his 2nd win of the day. Cyber Time goes off at 4-5 and pays $3.80. Congratulations to all the winning connections there of Cyber Time. Let's take a look at the 8th and final race on Friday. We're going 6 furlongs, claiming $7,500 for 3-year-old fillies or filly and mares 4 and up. Never won 3. Let's see what happens here in the Friday finale.
Away and running. Nice start. Good speed from Step Lightly today, who has an uncontested lead, and she's the leading lady exiting the chute. Harmonizing came away a joint second, and Miss Neo keeps her company, and Stormy Irish Lass is on hold at the back of the pack. So the first 220 yards belongs to Step Lightly and shows them away by almost 2 open lengths, but Miss Neo is trying to tack onto her solo speed in second with 4 furlongs to go. Harmonizing continues to protect that inside draw, and Stormy Irish Lass is 4 paths deep around the far turn. So the longest shot on the board leads. Step Lightly leads by 2 lengths, but 3 of them are poised to take her on. Miss Neo is right there in the thick of it too. Stormy Irish Lass is closing in, and Harmonizing is still last of all as that quarter pole looms. For Step Lightly, who's coming back to the face of the field. Stormy Irish Lass has outside momentum. Miss Neo's in for the fight. Right behind them is Harmonizing. They turn, and 3 of them go toe-to-toe inside the final furlong, and Stormy Irish Lass comes away with the lead. Miss Neo had no response, and moving into third is Harmonizing, and Step Lightly weakened to fourth, and that's how they'll finish. Stormy Irish Lass bet down to 3-5 in the lucky last to beat Miss Neo, Harmonizing, and Step Lightly.
Good looking win from the 4-year-old filly Stormy Irish Lass by Irish Warcry. Wins for Rising Sun Racing Stable and trainer Annette Eubanks. Nice ride there from the 7-pound apprentice Sarah Del Fabro. Stormy Irish Lass went off at 3-5 and paid $3.40 as she got her 3rd lifetime win today. The late pick 5 paid $105. We gave out a winning ticket. Didn't pay much, but hit for a little bit of a profit there as Stormy Irish Lass wraps up the Friday card here at Delaware Park. Let's get a quick commercial break. When we come back, I'm going to tell you about Saturday. I have a best bet and a price play to tell you about. We'll get to that right after this. Okay, let's talk about my best bet and price play for Saturday, July 19th here at Delaware Park. It's a big 9-race card, so get tied on. Hopefully we'll have some good luck with the weather and maybe be on the turf. But race 8 is on the main track, going a flat mile. Nice first level allowance condition for filly mares 3 and up, optional claiming 15,000. And my best bet of the day is the 5. She's a Rolling Stone. She's 7-2 morning line. She's the 3rd choice in this race, a 6-horse field. Yabiel Ramos rides for trainer Bruce Kravitz. They hit at about 22% here at Delaware with a positive ROI. And this 7-year-old mare by Bourbon Courage, a real big second, first off the claim for the Kravitz barn at this allowance level. She was second behind Sandpiper Memories, who would come right back to win. So she's a Rolling Stones coming out of a strong race, and she likes it here at Delaware Park. And Bruce Kravitz having a strong meet. So I'll take a shot with a 7-2 shot. The 5, She's a Rolling Stone in race 8. She's my best bet of the day for Saturday. My price play will come in race 5. That's a challenging 9-horse field to wrap up that early pick 5. Race 5, we're going a mile on the main track, claiming 5,000 for filly mares 3 and up. Haven't won a race since January, or never won 4, all the conditions. And I go with Bruce Kravitz in race 5 also. The 5, Extremely Gruntled. Yabiel Ramos rides for Kravitz. 4-year-old filly by Not This Time. She tried this level last out sprinting, and she ran an okay 4th, only beaten 3.5 lengths as the favorite. Now we're going to get a better price on her on Saturday. She's stretching out to a mile. She's won before at this distance. She's better going 2 turns. She had a real sharp win at Penn National last March with a 59 buyer speed figure. A race like that could put her right to the winner's circle in this group. So 4-1 morning line on my price play of the day. The 5, Extremely Gruntled in race 5 on Saturday. Keep your fingers crossed. Maybe we'll have nice enough weather to be on the turf. Hopefully that turf course is drying out overnight. We'll see what happens tomorrow. But thanks to all our horsemen, fans, and bettors for supporting us on Friday. Have a great night, and we hope to see you on Saturday.